Don't you think this is starting to wear on me? You've been raining down like hail. I'm weak. I have tried to give you my soul, but you can't love something you own. It's too late to repair what we made. What can I do? Time flashed by and I woke up on the other side of the moon.
G'day everybody and welcome to my channel. I'm Anna and this is You Got Me in Stitches. Today I am coming in at you with 3 makes and some happy mail. The top that I am wearing is New Look K652, which you have seen quite a few times now, and the fabric I got a little while ago from Sewlicious. Yeah, really lovely fabric, little birds on, and on the mannequin is a self-drafted top that you guys who follow me regularly would have seen the video with me yakking about that as well. Righto, let's start off with the makes. This is a New Look K6622 pattern, and I made view C there. Of course, it seems to be my thing to view C, and if you can notice on the model there down the back it has really lovely detailing there. Now that pattern there has the ruffle. I omitted the ruffle. See the line art on the back, so you have the choice of creating the top with or without the ruffle. So those two have the ruffle, whilst view C does not, but it still has that detailing there, and that is the one that I chose. This pattern came with a sewing magazine called Sew very recently, and it's really funny, isn't it? I don't know what it was about this pattern, but I just instantly was drawn to it, instead of sometimes they're just languishing in the pattern collection and eventually made up, or sometimes not made up at all. Yeah, I just really like the big detailing on this one. The fabric that I used for this top was called a micro sit-in and 100% polyester, but it didn't actually feel very polyestery. Definitely had the feel of a set-in touch to it, and that was from Sew Jessie Handmade, and I will link her video because she does YouTube as well, but also her website below. So this is the top here, and with it being such a slippery fabric, you can imagine how I got on making and installing that neckband there. It has a little bit of a flutter sleeve going on there, and the ends, if I can pick them up, are left hanging there, and so 3/4 of the arm side you attach that little flutter sleeve. On the back it has a yoke, and then from that yoke, from here all the way down and around, and you can see the detailing there. This, as you can see also, it has been stitched, so therefore if there's a little bit of wind or anything, there would not be any kind of scandalous fabric blowing up showing the bare back. Now, with it being a little bit of a slippery fabric, you can imagine how I got on stitching that, but I persevered and came out really well. If I just take it off the hanger for a second. So inside, all the raw edges were serged throughout there, and I folded the hem there, did a double hem, and then a regular stitch length. I was going to hand stitch it, so then it would then be kind of invisible, but I don't know, I actually spent a little bit of a longer time making this. I think also with the neckband, I'm kind of relatively new to the neckband thing, and with it being slippery and everything else like that, but I think I did it okay. What do you think, guys? So that's serged, and yeah, I know it looks like it's twisting, but it's not. It's just the way I'm holding it. And I did the most teeniest, tiniest little hem there, whoops, on the sleeve. And also it has 2 bust darts. Not entirely sure if you can see them. So along there. Also there is a pin there, because if I make this top again, I know I should have made the alterations when I was making this up. This is just literally made as is from the pattern, and I haven't altered it at all. So I would perhaps add maybe an inch for the length, and I need to lower the bust darts about probably a good ½ inch. But apart from that, this has come out really good, and it's a really comfortable wear, being such a lovely soft satiny fabric. Make number 2 is a vintage pattern. It's style 4213. It's this one here. And I opted for that view there. This pattern is also on my make 9, so I have now scratched off another one. Before I actually show you the make, I am just going to show you this pattern piece here. So it starts off as a rectangular pattern piece there, and what you would do is then obviously lay it on the fabric, cut it out, and then you would fold it over, so it just becomes a regular square. I didn't really like that look. I had to enlarge it anyway generally, because it was too teeny tiny on me. And what I did, when I enlarged it generally, I also came out a little bit on the diagonal, so when the bib would get attached to the main garment, it just gives it a little bit of extra shaping, as opposed to just, you know, a rigid square. And the fabric I purchased from Rosie's D-Stash, which is Rosie Sews Modern Vintage, and this is it here. It's coming up a little bit brighter because I have a skylight above me there. I have used 3 different fabrics, and I had to kind of do a little bit of fabric Tetrising with the red corduroy fabric, which is a midweight, and I would have had enough for the waistband and all the other pattern pieces, with the exception of the straps, but I didn't want the straps just in a different colour, so to kind of complement the two-tone fabrics going on, I opted to make the straps and the waistband in a plum corduroy, which I think when you see it kind of complements everything really okay. And inside the bib I used another contrast fabric, which is these puppy dogs, and again that's a midweight, and I believe it was a Clark & Clark fabric a whole bunch of time ago now. This is the contrast, so that is the waistband there, and then the straps. Also it has pockets, there we go, and I installed another jeans button. There's 2, there's another one there, and they are functionable. And inside again I used the puppy dog fabric, and on the reverse I installed a regular zipper, and look, I actually got that first time level. I know the straps are actually pulling everything down, so if I try and hold it up, so there's the zipper, and I wanted it exposed, so that was a really good installation. I think it was probably partly down to the fact that corduroy mid-weight is relatively structured, so if it was on a slippery fabric, can you imagine? It'd be an absolute nightmare. Anyway, throughout I serged all the raw edges there. On the hem I double folded a narrow hem and just used a regular stitch length, the outside, and it came together really straightforward and a little bit of a fun make. And although the sun has been shining a whole bunch, it's been a little bit of wind and a little bit of cool, and I like that. But it is apparently supposed to be warming up. Now, although I'm a little bit of a penguin and I prefer cooler weather, it's okay to have a little bit of sun sometimes, and sun and warmth. So that you can kind of make garments like this, put a little t-shirt on underneath, and away you go. Righto, the size make is from Tilly Buttons' new book, and it is what she is wearing on the front there. I believe she calls them dungarees, could be overalls, jumpsuit, and I really like that. And I think the lilac colour that she made it up in is really appealing. So if I turn to the page, this is, you have the sapphire pants, and then you can make different add-ons if you like. And what I did, so I omitted the pockets. I really wish I hadn't. I need to now go back and put pockets in. And on the bodice it has facings. I omitted the facings, and then when I was looking at the photograph on here, the pattern bib part actually has the little extra, and then you would then put the facing in. It will come apparent when I show you. So you see there on the bodice, you see the line around the top there, which goes sides, top, and all the way around, and then obviously you would have the facing pieces inside. So I didn't do that, and I actually saw these pictures afterwards and thought, oh, okay. So the fabric that I used, again, if you guys follow me regularly, this is fabric that I thrifted, and it was just a pair of drapes, cotton drapes in a blue and white gingham, and they have come out really well. The only thing I haven't as yet completed is stitching the straps, and that is because I may play them up a little bit and make them so they can be tied at the shoulders, as opposed to having a button installation or just stitching them on permanently. The outfit is made in such a relaxed way that you can actually just slip the straps off and wiggle out of it. There's no closures, so there's no fastenings like zippers or buttons or anything like that. It is just a lovely make, really relaxed, just something to have a bit of a slumber in, or if the weather warms up, to go out on a nice summery day. So on the bib, there you go. So I have just used the regular bib piece there, and I haven't added that extra that went all the way around. And when I was actually cutting out the pattern piece, I thought I'd actually cut out two, because this is sort of semi thin to mid-weight fabric, and I didn't want anything too thin, so I doubled up. That's all I did. So on the inside there, I just used the same fabric, but I cut an extra piece, so for the front bib and for the back bib. So it's just 4 pieces. But then when I went through the book and looked at that big bib piece, I just noticed that little bit of extra. I mean, it really doesn't matter, it's each to your own, but I actually found this easier. and then you have the leg pieces, so just a regular pair of pants there. And I did not need to hem them. They are hemmed, and I managed to get out of doing that because the fabric was originally a pair of drapes. Obviously they're hemmed all the way around, and so therefore I put the pants pieces, so the hem of the pattern on the fabric laid perfectly on this, so they were already hemmed for me. Inside I serged the raw edges there, and these are the straps. That was fun turning those, and you can see just a little pin there because I haven't decided whether I want to add a little button or a snap or fix that permanently there, and then cut that in half, finish it off professionally, and then make these as a little tie feature. So I have enough fabric so it's long enough to do that, but it's really soft and comfortable fabric. Now when I put them on, at that point when I completed them, I had not made a little belt to go with it, and for me personally I wanted a belt. I did not like how they hung on me, kind of just straight down, so I have made a really long belt, and turning this was a bit of a nightmare. And my lovely friend Karen from So Little Time, she gifted me a little loop turner, and I messaged her last night and I said thank you so much. It helped, but there was a lot of fabric even with the loop turner, and then you always think halfway through, oh no, is it going to come off the little catch, and then you'd have to pull it all the way out and you'd have to start again, but thankfully no. So in this pattern I opted to go for a size 3, and I think I could have gone down because the bodice was huge on me, and I actually had to take out a good, I would say a good inch or more and reconfigure that. Yeah, and they are my 3 makes. Now let me show you the Happy Mail. Righto, Happy Mail, and it's more fabric, and it arrived beautifully wrapped up. And teenage athlete, if you could be kind enough and insert a picture here, you will see from the picture how beautiful, and it's like I don't want to disturb all the beautiful folding and wrapping and everything like that. So these beautiful exquisite fabrics have come from the wonderful Laura from Material Go Laura, and they got a little handwritten note there, and look how lovely they are. Laura, did you press these? They are just absolutely fantastic. Righto, let's start showing you guys. So of course, a beautiful leaf print floral fabric there. I really like that colour peach blended with those green leaves, and it is coming up true to colour. Then we have more leaves. There we go. I don't want to unfold them. They're just so beautifully folded. So these two got a yard each, and there we go. More leaves there. Yard of this. And then we have flamingos. They are in a cotton fabric. Oh, the other ones are viscose. And a cotton here. And I like the little bird. absolutely lovely, really beautiful fabrics. And Mrs. Laura this morning, and yeah, I was so excited. It was like something to look forward to, especially with everything going on at the moment, and you know, with mental health and well-being and things like that. And the mailman, I was like, you kind of get excited for happy mail coming, and it was like, so Laura obviously confirms when she sent them out, her orders that is, and you think, okay, maybe 2 or 3 days, and 2 or 3 days came and went, and then it was like really late last night I discovered this parcel in a very strange place. Now I know I must have been a different mailman or lady, it must not have been the regular mail delivery person, because where it was in a really strange place, and you know, it was about 22:45 last night that I discovered the package. I mean, it was safe, it hadn't been touched or messed around with or anything like that, and so I found it. So it must have come yesterday, Saturday, but really excited. So I opened it up and there we go. So if you have any ideas, I'm thinking of some shirts, I'm thinking of some perhaps little cami tops with the viscose. Yeah, let me know what you think of ideas. Do you have any of these fabrics? You know what, whose fault this is? This is Rachel from Stitched Up. So lots of us were watching Sian from Kindness Behaviour on her live live video, and somebody said in the comments that on the live feed about Material Girl Laura having all these beautiful fabrics, and have you seen this, have you seen that, and I think we're all enabling each other, and I think she must have had an influx. And I messaged her today, I said, did you have a sudden influx of orders within sort of the last week or 10 days? Bless her. But you know, all giggles aside, you know, with everything going on at the moment, we must support small businesses and everything like that, and each other generally for our well-being. And yeah, so, but lovely fabrics. I hope all of you guys are okay and you're well, and it's currently Sunday. It's a little bit of a slumber Sunday today. I may get to do some sewing later, and had been taking my sewing machine outside because it was so glorious weather, even though there's a little bit of wind, but that's okay. Not like these lazy kits that are currently, yeah, they definitely slumber every day. Righto. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Stay safe. Let me know what you have been up to, what you've currently got on your sewing table, or any new patterns that you have been eyeing up. Please take care, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on Tuesday for Tip Time Tuesday. Take care, guys.